Good morning and welcome to the Closers Cafe on a Friday morning, September 19th. I am going live a little early and it will be a very short session today because I have 3 listing appointments this morning. The first one starting at 9 a.m. So it earlier than normal and shorter than normal because I'm going to be doing the work. I'm reaping the rewards of the stuff I've been sharing and digging into on these live sessions with you. And what I want to do in our short time this morning is I'm going to show you my pre-listing packet and how I prepare for these appointments. It's what works for me. I'm not suggesting that you should do it, but it's working. It's how I do it, and it's what's working for me. I'm going to demonstrate or do some follow-up with a motivated cash offer seller lead that came in yesterday and make her a proposal for how we might proceed on the property. And then, if anyone has any questions or comments, etc., I'm going to have to hop off around 8:35 a.m. So I make sure that I'm at my appointment, my 9 o'clock appointment on time and on schedule. I've got the 3 appointments today. One came from Cold Outbound. A fellow named Jerry. I've shared his story a couple of times. It's taken me 7 weeks, I think, from the first time he responded to the Cold Outbound to now be able to see his property. I've met him in person once, but not at the property. He wasn't comfortable with me coming to the property. We met and had coffee. I established some rapport. I found some common ground, etc. And now I'm going to go check out the property and see what we can do for him. So that's number one. Number two is a cold inbound lead from pay-per-click. I am using an agency to get me cash offer request leads. That one came in. The lead came in on Wednesday, but I had a busy schedule yesterday, and I don't think he was available yesterday, so I'm going to check that one out. And then the last one came in from a different service I'm using for cold inbound leads. The lead came in yesterday at about 4:15. I called immediately, had a great conversation with the husband, and I'm meeting the wife there early afternoon. Some great opportunities from those people coming in with real motivation and a sense of urgency and realistic on price as well. So one way or another, I'll be able to help those folks. So here's what I did early this morning to prepare for those. And actually, before I do that, let me just do one more thing here. And do me a favor, please and thank you. If you have been enjoying these live sessions, if you've been getting value out of these live sessions, please like and subscribe and or turn on notifications wherever you are watching these sessions. I am planning to do these live every weekday unless something crazy or some emergency or appointment comes up, and even do them when I have things like next week. I'm going to the Agent to CEO. What would that be called? I mean, conference, I guess, in Cleveland, Ohio. But I'm gonna live stream early in the morning for those. I did already the work that I normally do early on these sessions. I went and did my daily. I went through my daily summary notification, and I sent, I think, 4 or 5 emails to leads that had showed up in my Bright MLS notification. So I already knocked that out. And very early this morning, I got set up. Hold on here. I set up these Google Drive folders for people that I'm meeting with. So this is what I do to prepare and put together a pre-listing packet for homeowners that I'm meeting with. Okay. So I create a Google Drive folder. I just name it the address of the property, so I have easy reference to it, and it's available to me. Generally speaking, I don't share this with the seller ahead of time, but there are exceptions to the rule. Like depending on the conversation that I've had, etc. Sometimes I do share, but generally speaking, I don't. What I have in the Google Drive folder is I compile as much information as far as automated value models as I can pull. So I pull an AVM and a comparative market analysis from PropStream. I pull it from RPR, I pull it from Remine, and I have another service. I have House Canary through one of the lenders that we work with, which, by the way, that same lender that gives me access to House Canary has a, let me just make sure I'm okay. Hold on. That same lender has a refi promo going on right now where we are pretty consistently quoting people in the 5.5% range on a refi. So if you or any of your clients are at 6.5, 6.25, or certainly if they're north of 7, let us put together a quick quote for them. You can call or text me at 717-571-0456, 717-571-0456. Anyway, that was a side note. So I put together as much information as I can as far as AVMs. Now, let's face it, AVMs are not reality, but it's still a good starting place for a number of reasons. And like it or not, if you're going to list the property on the open market, consumers will use AVMs to justify how much the property is actually worth. Not only that, but every time I'm working with a potential seller, I will go into my iList dashboard, which if you're not using iList, you can get a free 30-day trial. And it's $77 per month, which is like peanuts. And there's so many ways that you can use this platform to get yourself more listings. So go to growwithjosh.com/iList. And it's I as in not like your I, but the letter I, LIST. Growwithjosh.com/the letter I, LIST. I'll put the link in the chat or the comment section in a minute here. Check that out and then schedule a time for me to help with onboarding and strategy. But what I will do in here is I will pull up the property, and I think I already have this one saved as a snapshot. Oh, no, I don't. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to run it right here. So my first appointment this morning is for this property right here. And I'm going to do the search. While that's searching, I'm going to go back over here and point out a couple of other things that I include in my Google Drive. There is a pricing strategy infographic, I guess you would call it, that I have saved from Bold Trail that if we're pivoting to listing it on the open market, I utilize this to justify pricing it strategically low to maximize activity, therefore maximize the number of showings, offers, etc. So I include that in there. I have a pre-shoot checklist. We use a professional photography company when we're going to list it on the open market. And this is just a checklist they provide. So I give that to folks. And then here's the big one. I have a whole bunch of case studies or basically results demonstrating what I call our 7-day stress-free home sale program, where we have, I have the original price and the sold price and the days on market. Original price, sold price, days on market. And it's just in black and white demonstrating that that what I say, I can back it up with results. Okay. So that's a big one there, right? It's like that and my Google reviews, I think, win me a lot of business. Okay. So that's what I include in there. So I pulled up, I populated, how am I doing on time? Okay. I populated this address in here. I'm going to save the snapshot. And this is the fellow that I'm working with earlier. This is my first appointment. Okay. So I have all these different potential offers here. I'm going to hide this one. I'm going to hide this one. Hide this one. And hide this one. And then these are institutional buyer offers that you can populate here. I can share this to him. I can add my own offer. So I'm going to say 7-day stress-free sale. I know I'm going fast here, but just trust me. I can walk you through in detail all of this stuff if you sign up for a free trial and then schedule a time for us to help with onboarding and get you set up strategically to get the best from the tool. Okay. So I'll pull that up. And another thing I love about this is it has at a glance here 4 different value models: the Zestimate, the Redfin Estimate, the Realtor.com, and RE API. I'm not sure what that is. So that's what my pre-listing packet looks like. I put 3 of them together this morning for the 3 appointments. So I have this address, and this address. Okay. Now, I wanted to actually, I have enough time to do this. I want to pull up. This is a lead that came through. It's a motivated seller lead. I guess I didn't save it here, so I need to pull up the cash offer for it. That came through yesterday. I called her right away. She was a cash offer request lead, and I called her right away. She didn't answer the first time. She may not have even answered the second time. I am triple dialing when I get an inbound lead like these. I will triple dial them. I will call them 3 times to to be able to get through to them. So I'm going to save this snapshot here. And I was able to get her to pick up. Okay. And let me just set this up just a little bit here. So she bought this place back in the springtime. She feels like she didn't have a great experience with her agent. She feels like she was bamboozled or whatever the case may be. And now she's moving to Maryland. So she just wants to unload it quickly. And I will say very transparently, this is a very cheap property. This is a very, there's just no getting around it. She paid $21,000 for the property. It's a little 1-bedroom cabin on like 1/3 of an acre. Okay. I'll explain why I'm still going to make her a proposal and give you 3 reasons why I will happily take her business. Okay. So anyway, I have a conversation with her. She gives me her rock bottom, what she'll take cash for the property. In looking at it, I don't think paying cash makes sense. And I already prepped her for the fact that, like, hey, I think the only way to get us the number that you think that you have in your mind net, it's going to be to go on market. But what I can tell you is it will probably only take a couple of extra weeks versus a true cash offer. And we could potentially get you even more for the property going that route. So she is open to that. She still, I think, would prefer like to just not have to do anything with the property. But regardless, I'm going to make her an offer. Now, why would I? You may be wondering, like, why am I going to work with this scenario when the property's, I think I could probably sell it for 25 or 30,000. Well, let me give you a couple of reasons. Number one, I paid for the lead. Okay. So like I paid for it. And I want to get an ROI when I can. Number two, I'm always going to make a proposal if the person is motivated. I'm going to make some kind of proposal to them. Number three, I'm going to make a proposal that makes sense for me financially in business. So I'm not going to offer to sell her property for 3%, her $30,000 property for 3%. That doesn't make fiscal sense for me. What I'm going to offer to do is sell it for a $3,000 commission, a $3,000 commission. So I'm taking the stance that like it's a minimum, 3% on a $100,000 property. However you want to frame it, like in situations like that, that's just the stance I take. And in fact, I sold we're closing on October, but I listed and now I'm under contract on a parcel of land where we listed it for $125, and I put in there my commission of $7,500. I have another one going live, a parcel of land for $77,500, where my commission is $5,000. I have another one that is currently live at $50,000, where my commission is $5,000. So like, it's whatever you can negotiate and justify. And as long as you're going to still get them a net number that makes sense for them, and you can demonstrate that you can provide value, they're going to work with you. Okay. So I am going to make her a proposal and potentially work with this client because A, I can turn an ROI. B, I've sold properties like this many, many, many times without ever even having to go to the property. Or I go to the property one time. Okay. So it's not like much effort, I'm going to put into it. My effort is the marketing and what we do to generate interest and get activity and offers and negotiate, et cetera. And number three, she had a bad experience with an agent. If I can create a good experience with her, I'm going to get a great rating and review from her, and that has a ton of value. Okay, and number 4 for me, it gets me closer to icon status with EXP, and there's a whole bunch of benefits to that as well. So I am going to make her an offer, and I still have enough time here, I think, for me to do this. So I'm going to go real quick here. And I'm adjusting the dashboard that she is going to see here, which will help me justify where I am going to be at. And I'm going to put an offer here, 7-day stress-free home sale, 7-day stress-free home sale. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to use this to justify the cash offer price. Okay, cash offer price, and I'm going to bring up her property here. I'm just going to bring up. I want her to see on the screen her property. Okay, so I'm going to put her name flashing on my phone. And I'm going to record a loom for her. My mic is muted. Hello, hello. Okay, I think it's working now. Hey, Aaron, good morning. I'm following up on our conversations. Yesterday, I have good news and bad news, or bad news and good news, however you want to frame it. For an all-cash offer, as is, et cetera, that came back at the net to you would be like $14,452, something like that. Call it $15,000. And I know based upon our conversation, that isn't going to get you where you need to be. So that's the not so great news. The good news is I am very confident that we can very quickly get you a net number in the range that you mentioned, 21, 23, maybe even 25,000. Maybe we'll see. And we can do it in a way that there's still no haggle or hassle or you don't have to do much of anything other than review offers and accept the one that makes the most sense, that will net you the most. And so that is with what we call our 7-day stress-free home sale program. And what we do is we market the property very strategically to maximize exposure, generate the greatest number of showings, the greatest amount of interest, and the greatest number of offers. And then we negotiate those offers for your benefit. And we do all of the marketing, right? We do digital, we do online, we do offline. We will call and text and email the active buyers in the area. In fact, I identified, I think there was 5 or 6 investor buyers who I think would be interested in this property and potentially ready, willing, and able to pay the number that you're talking about. We have professional photos taken on the property. And in fact, I'm going to bring up a listing that we took recently. And we listed it on Thursday, and we were 6 days. We were under contract on it as of yesterday or Wednesday, I think. And so I want to bring this up to demonstrate price range. But do photography wise, etc., to help you get it sold as quickly as possible. It doesn't want to cooperate with me here. Okay, so this one is now pending. My pending listings. It is. Oh, it's right here. So, and one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up, photos and the marketing we did is what helped generate a ton of interest on the property and helped us sell it very quickly. Okay. So here let me get this out of the way. So you can see here, this is a cabin on 4 acres with a pond. And like I said, we got this sold. It literally took us less than a week, and we got an all cash offer. We're settling October 10th. So very, very quickly, just a little over 3 weeks, I think that is, something like that. And no contingencies, no inspections, none of that stuff. Okay. So if that's something you're open to, what we would do is we would include in our listing agreement that you will not consider any offers that don't at least net you X amount. I know you said for a cash offer 21, and if you had to list at 23, I'll put 23 in there. I'll put whatever you want in there, quite honestly, within reason. And we'll get to work on this. We can get this live on the market next week, be generating interest ASAP, and probably be under contract by September 29th or 30th, something like that. So let me know. Give me a call later. I'm going to be meeting with, I have several listing appointments this morning, meeting with other potential sellers, but I'll look for your phone call. And then I also did send you early this morning there are 2 disclosures in Pennsylvania that are required by law when someone like yourself is selling the property, whether they're selling it privately or they are selling it on the open market, whatever the case may be, they're required by law. So I sent you those this morning so you can get to work on those, because it sounds like it's, you've already decided you're going to sell it. It's just a matter of, finding the best way to do that. So let me know. And I would be excited to help you with this. We can get rolling on this ASAP. The sooner we get rolling on it, the better. So we can get it up as coming soon and then live Thursday morning. And then hopefully, like I said, be under contract early the week of the 29th. Okay. So that is now oh shoot. You guys couldn't see what I was showing there. Laurie, I'm so sorry. I need to get better at that. What I was showing, here's what I was showing real quick, and then I do have to wrap up here. Here are the things I was showing, okay? I was showing in Remine here, this is when it was last listed, and I just wanted to have this up because, she would recognize that it's relevant to her. So her name flashing on my screen and then seeing that property. And then I showed her, this is the cash offer that came back on it. And then I went and showed her, I pulled up this listing that I just had pending, that I just had that went pending because I wanted to show the photos and stuff, because the photography when this was sold previously was terrible. Like, it's just not, there's only so much you can do, but like I'm going to do drone video and photos, etc., which is going to help get it sold very, very quickly and, generate us more activity. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do, I'll just show you real quick here. So I'm going to go over, I'm going to change this to for Aaron from Josh, 63 East Trails proposal. And I'm going to remove the silences. I'm going to remove the filler words. And then I have that video that I can send over to her. I'm going to email it to her. I'm going to text it to her. But I do have to wrap up because I have to get to my 9 o'clock appointment. So check out all of the resources referenced. And this is a bummer because the viewers just started to kick up a little bit, but I got to head out on appointments. Check out the referenced resources in the description. I will be back on Monday. I'm going to be doing the work. And also we will likely have a special guest, which is who I teased to have today, but I had to reschedule him for next week, where we're gonna talk about building some landing pages so he can capture some leads and grow his database using free strategies and methodologies. So that'll be fun and exciting. An update. On Tuesday, I'm going to do that transaction alchemy. I'm going to find an on-market property that I think is a good deal, and then I'm going to go find investor buyers or potential buyers for it and see if we can get that together. So Tuesday should be a little bit of a longer session and should be a lot of fun. And then later in the week, I'll be doing the live stream from the Agent to CEO event in Cleveland. I'll be doing those in the morning from my hotel room. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Please, I mean this sincerely. If you have questions, if you need help, etc., you can call or text me direct at 717-571-0456. I would be happy to chat with you. And if you have anyone that would benefit from locking in a lower rate, like in the mid 5s, 5.5, maybe even slightly lower, reach out to me on that as well. Hope you all have a great weekend and see you back here Monday morning.